Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of You Grind, and I have here.
Jonny Fuentes.
Who's Jonny Fuentes?
Jonny Fuentes is an ex-addict turned OnlyFans model. Yeah.
Ex-addict, as in the website?
Yeah, I used to be addicted to clout,
Uh-huh.
but now I'm kind of recovering,
I'm still addicted to clout.
Yeah. I mean, aren't we all, like, in a sense?
Yes.
And, like, not to bring back my clout nature, but I brought this, because I thought it would bring more clout. This is Saratoga water. This is the freshest water. Trust me, you're going to want it. Buy it.
Okay.
Even though it costs a lot of money. Yeah.
Other than it's in a blue glass, carbonated spring water, and that shit's already fancy as fuck.
Yeah.
What makes it more special?
The power of imagination makes it more better.
Okay.
Yeah, makes it more better than Fiji. Makes it more better than Avon and all these other waters. And that's it. It's only the power of imagination. Yeah? Just
I don't
if you think.
You mean marketing?
Yes, actually, yeah, you're exactly right. There we go. Kudos. Yeah.
Which is a very complex concept.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Everybody talks about marketing, but nobody really knows how to do it.
Yeah. Well, it's
As
like. Yeah,
much.
exactly. Yeah, sorry. Don't mean to cut you off, but it is, it's all about symbols, right? So you see I'm wearing the Trump hat and it says make what?
America great again.
Yes, right? So why did people get so riled up when that was said, right? And somehow it just stuck. And even to this day, I don't know why people caught on to it, but maybe do you have a guess?
Because we don't know what timepiece they're talking about America being great, whether we go, way back, or we're talking 2000s. What era of America are we discussing?
That's true. Like, there's a lot of nuance, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, are we talking about? Because I remember back in the day, there was signs that says like, no dogs, no Mexicans, and I'm Mexican. And I'm like, what?
Wait, you remember that? You actually saw that?
I saw that in a picture on Google. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like, I've seen like pictures. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
I have not.
Yeah. So there's like a picture, many pictures where if you Google it, it says, no dogs, no Mexicans. So like, I'm Mexican. And I'm like, I'm not allowed. If I was back in the day, I wouldn't be allowed here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of wild. Yeah.
I know, that's African American people fought that. I didn't know Mexicans were a part of that as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, look what they did to the Japanese. You know what they did, right? They put them in a concentration camp.
Right.
Kind of
right.
like
Mhm.
the mustache man.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, we're guilty of these kind of crimes as well. Yeah,
Oh yeah, for sure.
yeah,
And history repeats itself.
yeah.
And it's probably happening now in some kind of way as well.
Absolutely, yeah. There's a saying in the Bible, "There's nothing new under the sun."
Correct.
Yeah.
And nothing that you can hide under the sun. It'll eventually come out.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah. And I think that's a good thing. Yeah, yeah.
It keeps you kind of second thinking of your actions, because someone somewhere is going to keep you accountable
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah, definitely. Eventually, they get caught.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I personally believe that the Earth is flat.
Okay.
I know that's not a popular belief.
What led you to conclude that?
Because I was a big fan of SpaceX. I was a big fan of Elon Musk. I even bought the merch. I still have the hats.
Mm-hmm.
I still have the shirt. And then once I looked into it, I'm like, wait a minute. He said he was gonna go to space 2020, 2024. Now it's 2025, and we still haven't gone to space. Yeah, and I know he's building these big rockets, but we still haven't gone to space, and I don't think we ever will, because like it's all like a psyops.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So like, they're lying to the people, they're lying to the country, and it kind of sucks. It really does.
I mean, are you surprised?
I'm not actually. I mean, yeah, that's a good question, right? Yeah.
Aren't we founded in a land of all lies, technically? Because our biggest thing is home of the free, correct? But is anybody truly free? But before you answer all that, tell me about your childhood. Tell me a little bit about yourself. I want to know you.
Okay, yeah, like when I was a kid, I just kind of like stuck to my studies. That's what I like. I just like learning, and I played the clarinets. And I played the clarinets. I was not very good at it because none of our family are musicians, and so I remember I had three brothers. I was
Yeah.
like third.
You were the
And
youngest of the three, you said?
I'm kind of like a middle child because, and I'm a child of divorce.
Okay.
Yeah, so I remember like back in the '90s, I was trying to play the clarinet, and then all my brothers would laugh at me, because it
Where'd you get
wasn't
the
big.
clarinet?
It was my older brother's clarinet because they tried it out 1st
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't like it, so they just quit. And I'm like, I like music.
Mm-hmm.
Like I couldn't like believe the idea. Oh, like I like this certain kind of music. I could kind of like play it as well. I could do that thing, and it got me really excited. Yeah, I like
Okay.
music. Yeah.
So you were playing, but you remember at first you weren't that great, or you still aren't
No,
that.
I sucked ass. Yeah, I sucked ass.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So
you
like
quit.
that's what
You gave up.
And I just remember like I had to practice, and they just kept telling me like oh like stop because like it's not even that good. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah. I mean I
I
was
thought
starting.
they're supposed to tell you keep going. Keep going.
That's not
You'll
how-
eventually get better.
That's not how brothers are though.
Oh, your brother. I thought like your
Yeah.
your
No.
school instructor or something like that.
Oh no, these are my brothers, and like remember there's three of them, like
Right.
two older, one younger,
Mm-hmm.
and they're all telling me that just stop playing, and like I mean like socially, yeah, like I should like stop because three against one, like how am I gonna compete against that? But I'm like I just really wanted to play music, so I just kept playing that clarinet, and eventually kind of figured it out. Like I'm not an expert, but I could still play.
But why do you remember that specific memory? What did that stick?
Just because like it was painful. I
Yeah.
think painful memory stick and also a good memory stick. Yeah, yeah,
Okay, that's an honest answer.
yeah.
So what is something that people don't really know about you?
A thing that people don't know about me, like I've done like LSD, I've done Molly, I've done shrooms, and I don't really have the desire to do that anymore. Yeah, because I kind of learned what it was for. It does expand your mind, but also it could mess up your mind. So yeah, like I've done that. I don't really tell people that, but yeah.
That you're human? That you have experimented with things
Yeah,
like everybody else? Well, not everybody else, but a lot of people do.
Okay. Yeah.
There's a lot of reasons why people do stuff like that, and sometimes it's an escape, or they have time, or they're young.
Yeah.
All comes back to just being human.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. Like I love being human. Like I couldn't imagine. Some people think that if you do bad things and you come back as like a roach or an ant, I think that would suck. Like that would really, really suck. Imagine going from like a human to an ant.
Well,
to
I
like
feel
a-
like being a human sucks too.
it does suck, but
Because you come in this planet, then you die,
Yeah.
and before you die, there's pain, either physically, mentally, emotionally. So
yeah, absolutely, there is pain, but there's also, how do you say, there's purpose. For sure, there's purpose. Maybe.
to an extent.
Would you call yourself like an atheist? Or,
No, I believe in God 100%.
well then.
But that doesn't mean that I have everything figured out or that I'm going to always try and be positive, because it's not always positive.
Absolutely, yeah.
I
you're
got to
right.
see it for what it is. Comes with a whole bunch of happiness, sadness, and everything in between.
Absolutely, yeah. Like I mean, we might be headed to World War III.
Correct.
They might drop nukes. But even then, I think it's still worthwhile. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think so.
because
yeah.
I don't have a choice.
That's right.
I got to keep living
It's like,
if I'm living.
Maybe they'll make a machine that'll turn you into like a lion or a tiger. I mean, maybe that would be kind of cool, right? Where you're like an apex predator. You're like,
I'll just say I'm blessed to be alive. I'm blessed to have this opportunity. And if I so come back as a freaking bird, then God, so be it. But you're not wrong. Being a human is okay.
yeah, it's pretty cool. It's
Yeah.
pretty chill. Yeah. it sucks for a lot of people. Yeah, it's like because we want what we don't have.
It's a matter of perspective, like they all say. But yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, and like I've thought about this. I really have, and I'm like, I wouldn't want to be like. I wouldn't want to be like a what do you call it? I lost my legs, but then the person that lost her legs, has so much clout. They got like millions of views, and it's like, damn, like it kind of like eventually it kind of sorts itself out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like okay, like he lost his legs, but he has millions of views because he put his situation on online, and now he's getting clout. He's getting invitations to this and that. So it's like, damn, like who would you rather be? So,
somebody with my whole body.
Yeah, there we
preferred,
go. Yeah.
But it's kind of like fall down 7 times, get up 10.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's not even if you don't have any hands or limbs or whatever, but you're still grateful and you tell a good story. That's what it's about.
Absolutely, yeah.
I learned the most from those people.
Yeah, and it's like isn't what story is all about, because that's what all we had back in the days. All we had was stories, to tell to our children, our grandchildren, and that's the only way that it was passed down through oral. And then we're still doing it, but with a microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's never gonna get old. Yeah.
Do you have any? I believe you said you were Mexican, correct?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Do you have any like horror stories?
Oh, yeah.
Other than La Llorona or.
Not horror stories, but I got an interesting story of how I got here.
Hit me.
All right. So, my mom's dad lived in Oaxaca. And like there was like kind of this old school feud of like where my grandpa, like had a feud with another person, and then it got to the point where he had to shoot and kill that person, and then eventually it got so bad that they had to flee that little small town which I visited, and then they went to Mexico City, and that's where she met my dad, and then they went to the United States, and that's where I'm here, because of a feud that happened between my grandpa. Yeah, he literally shot a man. And now he's here. He literally lives like close to us. He has his own house. He's landscaping.
Wait, did the man survive the attack or he died?
No, he died. Like my grandpa shot a man. And
yeah, but normally you go to jail for that.
But he fled.
Oh, okay.
He fled, and that's how that's yeah.
So that's what you got to do, you guys. You shoot a man, you flee.
But you can't do that now.
I don't think you should be able to do that ever.
There's so much. Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. But it's like like someone's gonna capture it on phones, right? But like this is back in like the 60s or 70s, or something.
Yeah, life was a lot different before.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Props to your grandfather.
Yeah, and now
I'm sure he's not like proud of that moment, but he did what he had to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Now he's a Christian. Yeah, so thank God. I'm a Catholic.
My parents were Catholic. Then I went into Christianity. Now I'm just kind of my own thing.
Oh, like kind of spiritual, like,
correct.
Like kind of like Jewish mysticism, like kind of like
maybe not exotic, but something along those lines.
But like I believe like in New Age stuff, like that's why I kind of regret getting this tattoo. Like I have this tattoo.
Oh shit!
And it's like,
you got the evil eye protector, or your third
I'm part
eye.
of the Illuminati. No, just kidding.
That's badass.
Yeah, thank you.
That's a fucking badass.
Yeah.
I never seen it like that before.
No, yeah, and it's like the idea was like, and I don't like to explain it now, but I'll do it here because maybe if I explain it once, then people won't ask me again. Because it's like it's part about like like eventually I got kind of how do you say awareness of what people's intentions were. And awareness of something that I didn't want to see, and that came with like doing shrooms and all that, and it was really weird.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what I got it, and up till now, like I had to like, damn, like I didn't have to do those drugs. That's why like I kind of not regret it, but I just don't recommend it because it does give you awareness, but because too much awareness is like too much information, and you're just like stuck. Yeah, that's why people like, like they'll take drugs that are hallucinogens, right? And then they're just kind of like stuck permanently.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, like,
what was the worst thing you saw, if you could share?
Oh shit! Like, There's like hallucinogen wise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, like I have another story. So my first time trying LSD, that was like in maybe 2016, and I remember taking it with this other friend. Like he became like a drug addict. Yeah. So I was just kidding. Yeah. I mean, I still, yeah. So anyways, he's tall, he's Asian, he's Vietnamese. I don't want to say his name, but he took like three tabs, and I took one. And I took one, and like we were on top of the hill, and then like it was so overwhelming that I just like started to cry for some reason. It was super weird. And he was driving, right? And like he took three, I took, and then so like
wait, you just said you were on top of a hill.
Yeah, we were like on. It was called
driving.
Sierra. Yeah, Sierra.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean I was driving, but then he had to drive because it was too much.
Wait, you were fucking
LSD, yeah.
doing that shit while driving?
No,
Isn't that
like okay, I was driving. I thought it was because I've done shrooms.
Yeah.
And it turns out like you could drive on shrooms if you know what you're doing. Like,
isn't that technically like under the influence?
Yeah, it is, but
But you could handle it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Remember, I'm a comedian, so this is a skit. Okay. Yeah. So it's like I'm a comedian. This is it's a joke. It's a joke. Okay. All right. So anyways.
Back to the story.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. So like he took 3 tabs, I took 1, and like I was overwhelmed, and we were driving back down. Like he was driving, and then I blacked out. And when I blacked out, I kind of I was like kind of thrusted into like this like strange realm where like it was blackness, like from what I could remember, like it for sure was more extreme, but this is what I can remember, like the little bits. And so in this area there was like there were souls getting manufactured, and it was kind of like and they were made of numbers and just weird symbols, and it's like I wish I could like say like this, like I was lying, but it's just like it was so weird. It's like I could see like souls, and then like being manufactured from this like kind of like a lava, right? Like a lava, like okay, like expelled, and then eventually it pans out to like okay, there's souls, like then there's like a kind of like an army of souls, right? And then eventually that's when I get like thrusted back into like, so this is the earth, right? And I could see like everyone has like a white tail, like a strange white tail, right? And then like okay, I could see everyone's tail, and then I hit my tail, my this white, yeah. And then that's when I wake up, and then we ended up going to the casino, and
Hold on. I have a question.
Yeah.
So you said they were manufacturing souls. What
Yeah.
did the soul look like?
It was like weird, strange symbols, colors, and numbers. Yeah, it was really exotic. Yeah, like and it was bright. Like everything else was dark, black, and then these numbers. And just like they were like code, like kind of you see in the Matrix, but it's not green. It's like every single color, and then more.
Kind of like I guess you would like a liquid being like oozed
but
out.
liquid made of numbers.
Liquid
made of numbers, symbols, and all these kinds of strange things. Yeah, like I couldn't explain it. But that's the best that I could.
Right.
Just because that memory stuck. But I know like I can't explain it to the point of what I saw. But if because it was like. Another dimension.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So like you're kind of seeing like things you're not supposed to see, and so I'm just bringing you what I saw.
Right.
That's
which isn't really strange because our social security numbers, they're all numbers. So I see the codes and stuff.
Okay.
Already, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe
the tails. I don't get the white tails though.
And maybe,
I don't have to, but.
Yeah, you don't have
to.
Yeah, but it's like there's like there's this thing called what do you call it? Astral projection. I don't know if you heard about that. You heard about that?
I don't think so.
Okay, so like astral projection means like you're able to like leave your body and kind of just go anywhere, and and so. Like,
you mean dying and then not actually dying?
Well, how about this? It's like the ability of someone dying without actually dying.
Correct. Okay.
So not dying, like the ability of someone that died without actually dying. Yeah. And that was that's just I have another experience. I don't know if you want to hear it.
Hit me.
Yeah. Okay, how about this? All right. So one time I was mixing a lot of drugs. I was mixing cocaine, cigarettes, weed, and what else was I mixing? Maybe Adderall or something. And I was hanging out with friends, and then for some reason like it just made me laugh. I'm like, haha. Like I was like, but in a weird way where I've never laughed. I'm like, just like, but I was enjoying it. It was so like blissful. I'm like just laughing and laughing, and I could see lights. Well, like the lights in my room, right?
Yeah.
But the lights in my room became like something really strange, you know. And then eventually, like I guess, luckily I go to my bed because like I'm just like having this like kind of episode, right? Like this manic episode, and then eventually, I go see like these weird shapes and symbols. Like it was worse than like, what I saw before. Like this is like worse, right? Because now I see like, oh, like there's like entities, right? And then I'm talking to this entity, and it's like, okay, like it tempts me with my biggest desire at that moment, and then I'm like, oh shoot, oh, yeah, maybe I'll take it. Okay, but if I say yes, then that means it'll make me because it's not physically possible. So then therefore like I would have to die. So it's like it's kind of like an entity wanting to enter your body, you know. So like I do like as a Catholic, right? I do believe that, you know, yeah, we're swimming in an ocean of demons and angels, right? Like positive and negative, right? Even right now, right? So
Yeah.
like, yeah. So because like, and I didn't realize at the time, but I'm like that's not. I'm like, I saw like, oh, like it was like a deal with the devil kind of thing, you know, like it was gonna give me this, but it was like it was a fake deal.
Yeah.
And so therefore I turned it down, and then eventually I hit a spot where like I've seen it. It's like a DMT kind of realm, right? So and the lowest spot where it's like blackness, but you recognize that blackness, and it's like it's weird because like I didn't take any DMT, but I had the same experience. I guess I just mixed so many chemicals, and eventually, and then I came up, and then I was back in my room, and I felt like I had died, and I felt like I died, and it's like I could see why like people they, you know how like you've seen like, I don't know if you heard about it, where like there's been artists where they just like run around screaming, you know, like, you know, after doing like crazy drugs. Yeah, and so like I had that like, you know, kind of like, yeah, kind of like, because like, I felt like I died. I felt like, okay, like no one's here, and like why is no one here? Like I'm like, am I dead? I'm like, damn, like I should just run, you know, just run to the streets, because like I feel like I'm alone, you know, like it's so strange. And because I even took a shower, and so I took my clothes off, right? And I'm like to try to get away from that feeling, and that didn't help. And so then I'm like, damn, like that's not helping. Okay, like damn, like okay, should I like just run around screaming for help? Because like I'm at that point, because it feels very scary.
Yeah.
And then so my answer is like, if I do that and if I'm wrong, then I'm fucked.
Yeah.
You know, I look like a psycho, right? So instead, what I do is, you know what? Okay, fine. Let me check my emails. Yeah. So I just like I do something so mundane that where it's like, okay, like there's no way I'm in the afterlife and just checking my emails. Like there's no way, right? Like I'm
Right.
I'm checking my emails. Like there's no way. Like absolutely. So I'm just there checking my emails. Like, oh shit, I think I'm dying. But like, okay, that email's real. That email's real. I'm like, damn. And then it's so weird. It's so bizarre. Like I said, that's why like I don't do that kind of stuff anymore. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, absolutely.
Makes you do hella shit, random
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
that isn't you.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
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 I feel like you might be a little more tapped into life, but only God knows what damage it's cost your brain.
Yeah, right? Oh, you know, speaking of like damage to the brain, you know, when I was a kid, they told us that this was full of lead
Yes.
and it will kill brain cells.
Yes. I love tamarindo.
Me too.
Yeah, that's my favorite
So
candy. Right
I'm about to kill some more brain cells right now.
the two you have left. I'm just joking.
All right, yeah, let's go.
We have left.
Yeah, sorry, 2 brain cells. Like, you know, time's up.
Now Mexican candy's the best.
Right, but have you heard that?
Oh,
you know?
definitely, yeah. Every time I eat it, I feel like I'm dying 1% more.
It's probably true.
Yeah, well, it is what it is.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah.
Anyway,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
What is the hardest thing you ever faced in life? Or in your career?
Trying to get bitches.
That's
I mean,
a
like,
good one.
I'm being honest.
That's
yeah,
a good
like,
one.
Yeah, like I'm being upfront. Yeah, Because like I saw like
trying to get bitches, trying to get women,
trying to get
females.
no, trying to get bitches, all of them, bitches, women. Yeah,
they come in different degrees.
Yeah. But okay, but yeah, they come in different degrees, but you can lump them up as just bitches, right? Eventually, at the end of the day, they're just bitches.
You know, we hate being called that. I hate being called a bitch.
Okay. All of them are bitches, but except you. You're the only one that's not a bitch. Okay.
Yes, because we're in my world right now.
Yeah. Okay. My ex, super bitch. My other ex,
okay.
Double.
Let's define what a bitch is first.
Female dog.
So you had a hard time finding female dogs?
No, like I'm not like someone that has sex with animals. Like like I don't do that kind of stuff. But okay, but it's a derogatory term, so it's like it's putting females down because it's a derogatory term, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So bitches, I just okay. Drake had one great, fantastic quote. You know what he said? He said, "I call the woman bitches. I don't like doing it, but the bitches love it."
Okay.
So
I don't know who those bitches are, but I definitely don't like it.
I don't like calling women bitches, but they love it. I don't know why. They do. And it's like, look, I'd rather give them flowers, and I'd rather give them flowers. But you know what that makes them? A simp.
Yes.
Yes. And women don't like simps. Back in the days, back in the 50s, yeah, that was fine. But now, no, you can't do that.
Well, you can't speak for a woman.
We're not in the 50s anymore. Well, I know, but I can speak as a man trying to attract a woman.
It depends on the woman. We like all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
I like a simp here and there, not too much.
Yeah.
Just like being treated right,
Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay.
But
yes. Uh-huh.
With that said, there are a lot of gold digging women. There are women that are very picky, that don't care for your feelings or your careers. They want what they want.
Okay.
That's probably the ones you're referring to as bitches.
Bitches could try to take my money, but I'm broke, so what the fuck? They don't taking nothing. Let's go. So I'll date those bitches.
The ones that will go?
Yeah.
And take everything from you?
But I have nothing. So what are you here to take?
Your heart.
So I'll take those gold diggers because they think like I'll rent a Maybach, and then they think I have money. At the end of the day, I got nothing. So yeah.
It's rough.
It is. It's rough.
Relationships are rough.
It's a rough dating scene. Yeah.
Well, you got to do it for the right thing.
Yeah.
Not
and it's
just
like somehow I think if I kill enough brain cells, like it'll bring me down to the level of women because like I think women are not very very smart. And but look, that's just me, right? I'm racist. I'm sexist, and I used to be.
Maybe that's why we're single.
Exactly.
Maybe that's why we're single.
No, actually, since I became more sexist, like I've had more slightly more chances with bitches, which is unfortunate. I'm sorry, I really am sorry, but it's just the way it is.
Can I do like
I used to be a super simp. Sorry, go ahead.
I want to do a show where I have different women meet you.
Sure.
Like a dating show.
Absolutely. And I call them bitches and they'll like it. I don't know why. And I wish it weren't the case. I really wish it weren't the case.
How about we don't start with that? It could be like midway.
Okay.
Instead of beginning with
that. Okay. I'll call them female.
Better. But how about you address them by their name? That works too.
Does it? Oh, okay, maybe
it's a step to the right direction.
Okay, all right.
Instead of, hey, you bitch.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you don't start off with, like, hey, you bitch. Like, that's not what, it's like.
I have to assume the worst at this point.
Yeah, okay, like, there's like, no, you like, see, like, if you were a guy, like, you wouldn't know how to use the word bitch because, like, there's a process. Like, at a certain point, you have to introduce it, and then it kind of
Are you saying a man wins their bitch card?
I'm sorry, say that again?
A man wins their bitch card?
A man wins their bitch card. What does that mean?
The ability to call a woman a bitch.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
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 Yeah. What are the 3 steps towards your bitch card?
You have to gain like their confidence first. So you kind of so.
No. Not on how to call a woman a bitch, but how does a man earn their bitch card? Like, how are you allowed to call a bitch a bitch?
I just said you have to like kind of like slowly gain their confidence, right?
Okay, that's step 1.
Okay,
Rule 1.
Casual, right? And then eventually, okay, it's like eventually, okay, like it's like hot and cold, right? So eventually, you build the trust, and then you gotta take it extreme, and then boring, and then extreme, and then boring. So that's like I'm still learning about it. Like remember I was a simp, so I'm still trying to figure it out. But I'm telling you, like this is how like it works, and I wish it didn't. I really wish it didn't, cause like I'd rather give him flowers. I'd rather take him on a nice date on a pond, and like those like lakes where like you have those swan looking what do you call it boats, and you pedal, like that's every guy's dream. But bitches don't want that.
What do they prefer?
You don't know?
No.
Well, exactly. So isn't it funny that like women, like men know what women want, but women don't know what they want. And it sucks. And
but you're talking to a woman that is not a common woman, so this is a wrong woman to have this conversation with.
Okay, I like the gavel. Yeah. So what is the purpose of the gavel? Because it's like, okay.
It's my show. It's my world. I like to make decisions here, and when I make one, or when I feel like this conversation might be dragging on too long, I use it.
That's right. Hey, that's a good introduction. Yeah. And so going back to the whole simp and bitches thing, like okay, bitches don't like simps. Simps do like bitches. So there's kind of like there's a lot of things to learn, right? Yeah. So. Hold on. Before I say my next statement, let me kill more brain cells, right?
Okay. Then we could just blame the candy for your...
Yeah, like I just technically became more retarded just by after eating this bite. So, anyways.
This episode is going to get me caught the fuck up.
Yeah.
Thanks to you.
Or it might get you like, we might get some like super clout.
You're going to get all the women saying... I am not a bitch. I am not a bitch.
Let's go. Fucking, like at this point, I don't give a fuck. Like I'm trying to get some clout. Let's go. All right.
I guess fame is fame.
I haven't even dropped the N word. Like, can I drop the N word?
M?
Can I drop the N word?
N word?
Yes.
No, we're not.
Why not?
We're not African American.
I don't care. I'm like. Then
why are you asking me? Just drop it.
I'm like 0.0111% N word. Hard R. I'm gonna drop it hard R. Okay. Like I'm not even capping right now, man. I just like I'm sipping on Hennessy. That makes me like 80% N word. Okay, sorry, African American. Okay, I'm gonna drop it after this. Okay. No.
Nice.
That word was no.
I need to learn how to say that more often.
Yes.
No.
Exactly. Right. See, there we go. Yeah.
You had me scared.
Say. Okay. For you have to deal with fuckboys, right?
No, thankfully.
You don't deal with fuckboys?
No.
You haven't had like no?
Dude, I am too old for that.
Okay, but when you were younger, you had to deal with fuckboys, right?
Yeah. Because that's all you guys think about.
What do you mean? Like that's I think about fuckboys.
You know what? I don't even want to have this conversation.
I'm not a FAG.
I don't want to have this conversation.
Okay. All right. What's up? Sorry. All right. So you hit your gavel. Sorry. Okay. So all right. Come on. All right.
Okay.
Should we wrap it up? Should we? Oh, here's the thing. You gotta wrap up your show when it's high. So if it's high, wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
If is it high? Like is it on a high note?
No, we're in a very bad note.
Then let's take it higher.
The ship is halfway sinking.
Ooh, is it now? Okay, then let's make this go Titanic, and then you could end it. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you the most serious question
of the
day.
Okay, let's go. Yeah.
And you better answer this right, or you're getting the fuck kicked out.
All right. Yeah.
Do you believe in aliens?
Aliens are demons.
Okay.
They are. Yeah.
Explain yourself.
Okay, so. Aliens use this trick where it's all a conspiracy, right? So we don't live on a globe Earth. We live in a flat Earth, okay? Mm-hmm. And so it's always been a battle. Okay, think about back then, right? It's always been like some kind of spiritual component, right? All this Anubis, all this kind of stuff is all demonic. Mm-hmm. Okay, angels and demons exist, and they pretend to be some faraway planet kind of creature, but they're demons. They're demons. Like we live under a firmament. There's a glass bubble. And we're in it, and it's hyperdimensional. Like who knows? But they're demons. They're not from outer space. They're from they're multidimensional, so which is kind of the same thing, right? Like they come from far away, right? They say we can't go that far, but they're multi-dimensional. They're coming in, coming out. Yeah.
Okay.
Scary. It really is scary, but yeah, it's true.
At least you have an answer to what potentially could be an alien.
It's a demon for sure. There's no aliens. There's no extraterrestrial. Remember, trust me. Like I was the biggest fan of Elon Musk. I was the biggest fan of like space. I love that stuff.
What turned you off to Elon Musk?
Well, like finding out like space is fake. Like they're actually like there's no way. There's no way.
Okay.
Like if you look into it, you know, I mean, and maybe next time if you invite me again, then I'll go into it, you know, but all I can say is like even if you look at the sun and you look at the clouds and they make light rays, how is it that if it's millions of miles away that they're making light rays like this? So that's kind of weird. Like if it was millions of miles away, the light rays would be like kind of like even. So like you could kind of pinpoint where it is. It's not a million miles away.
What if Elon Musk is a demon himself?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think so.
Putting chips in everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Starlink. No, it's Neuralink.
Why hasn't anybody tried and assassinate him yet?
We live in the so you know who rules this realm? The devil. Satan.
Yeah.
So,
Elon Musk.
Yeah, like I don't want to go black pill because we were having a lot of fun. But if you want to go serious, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. But yeah, like it gets real dark real fast. Yeah. I mean, but also like remember at the end of the day, God wins. So it's like there's no reason to like how do you say like
why even attempt then? Why even attempt?
Attempt to what? To
do anything evil if God always wins.
Exactly.
Right? Why bother?
Because evil just like they're so like you ever met an arrogant person and they're just like
myself? Just kidding.
They're just like like they're just like they're kind of like that, and like in this realm like they can punch through, but it's like they think they're better than God, right?
Right. That's how Satan came about, and that happens all the time. It's called betrayal.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Because
one can't. You can only be as good as I want you to be. Then I become jealous, or I have to go my own way because I want to be in charge.
Be the shit.
Yeah, I want to be the shit.
Yeah. We all want to be the shit. Yeah.
We all want to be the shit.
Yeah, and it's like how to maneuver in a way where like, okay, if I meet someone with experience, like I respect that, and like, and if they have more experience than me, then I'm the follower. And that's what I think people lack. It's like, okay, if you meet someone with more experience, then they're kind of offended, like, oh man, like, fuck this guy, I don't care. But for me, it's like, if I meet someone, if you're like my better, like, even though you have like maybe like a month's worth, like, I'm following you because it's
well,
like,
here's the thing about that.
Okay.
I respect people that love what I love or love it more than I do or are better than me because it's not a competition at the end of the day.
It is a competition.
Hang on.
Okay,
the thing that pisses me off about people that know more than me is when they start belittling me or they start disrespecting me or they take me as a joke when I'm trying to be serious or trying to be helpful towards them. That's what I cannot stand.
I agree with that. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
That's what I face.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. There is no better than me that simply somebody has practiced or has done it longer. Respect.
Yeah.
That doesn't necessarily make them better.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe in that particular aspect.
Yeah.
But overall, that doesn't make them a better person.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I don't like the idea of belittling people. I think it's stupid. It's just because it's like you're trying to be better by you have to bring someone down, and you have to bring people up. Yeah.
And sometimes people do it without noticing or knowing that they're doing that, and then you have to have that hard conversation that nobody wants to have. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, you're egotistic or you're arrogant, and you need to stop. Yeah. Because it's just easier to go your own way. So somebody who has courage to talk to you, sit you down, tell you your truths, is a bad person.
No, I like that. Yeah, like because we all have like how do you say, like we have this like in driving. There's a point where you can't see. You know what that's
blind spot.
It's a blind spot, right? So we as humans we have blind spots, right? So like there's things that we can tell each other that we don't know because we absolutely have this blind spot, and for sure, yeah. So I think we have to work together. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I really want to help you find a partner.
A bitch.
A partner.
Okay.
That loves you.
Okay. Yeah.
Despite you not having money or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Like.
I guess in your sake, a bitch. Yes.
All the money is in shell companies. Yeah.
I am emotionally invested on your love life, though I shouldn't be, but
Okay.
I am.
Oh, thank you.
So how are we moving forward? How are you going to move forward to be a better husband, potential husband?
There was a quote. What is it? I think, did I say this quote? I feel like I said it. Okay, it's like, okay, you could lose money finding women, but you can't lose women finding money. So I mean, there's that. Yeah. And it's like I'm smart, but like the messed up thing is like I feel bad that I'm not a millionaire by now. I should have been, but you know, like I'm not gonna quit. Why would I quit?
Do you have girls that are friends?
Yeah, like one.
Okay. How about you do something nice to that one girl that's a friend? Because if you're
I'll give
nice,
her flowers. How about that?
No, don't do
Okay,
that.
I'll give her like a
probably
big
creep her the
bouquet.
fuck out. No,
Like
we
a
don't.
super big bouquet. Hey,
No,
like,
just like,
thank
you
you for being
know,
my friend. Like,
call, text or say, hey, good morning, or I don't know, something simple, sweet. You know, not necessarily flowers. Or be like, oh, you want to go on a walk? I don't know, something.
That's weird. A walk.
What?
She thinks I'm gonna murder her. Like, you know, if
You can't go walking with a friend?
Okay, but no, I guess we could.
Leading to murder?
Okay.
Jesus Christ! You watch too much horror movies. That or
no.
murder's on your mind.
Women watch too much murder stories. You know that, right?
We do, but
Yes.
that's not my first
You
assumption. Unless it's like
Okay.
late at night and you're like, hey,
Okay.
let's go on a walk. I'll be seriously concerned because I'm like, why does he want to go on a
I'm
walk?
just kidding. We're pretty cool. Like, you know, I give her a ride. You know, I'm basically her Uber.
Nothing wrong with being her Uber, but
Exactly, because she gives me money, and that's like, you know, if I give her enough Uber rides, then I'll be fucking rich. No, I'm just kidding. That's a joke.
you're not doing it the kindness of your heart. You're doing it for money.
Exactly. What does she get in return? She gets my presents.
Which that could be a bad thing or a good thing at this point.
I think that might be a pretty good thing for her.
Oh, what makes you think that?
Because like I drop like nuggets of wisdom on her.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
like,
pretty nice.
it's
Yeah,
like I'm fucking putting her on game.
you're putting her on game.
Yeah.
Yet
yeah.
you.
She can't put me on game. It's like because it's like remember, you're a fish, and the man's a fisherman. Mm-hmm. You don't go ask the fish how to capture more fish. You ask another fisherman. So there's no way that she could put me on game.
Well,
but as a fisherman, I'm telling you how we're catching this fish. So I could tell her, hey, like, you know, do this, and you'll get a fisherman.
But
to
she's a
capture
fish, so why would she not tell you what a fish likes?
Because they don't want to be captured. Do you see the analogy, right?
We want to be captured.
Yeah, but by the right fisherman.
Correct.
Yeah, so so she can't, like, she's trying to, like, you know, like.
What if
like,
she's the one you need to catch? You know?
Yeah, I don't know. She has a kid.
So, step up. Be the daddy.
What?
Be the daddy. I said it.
Okay, hold on. All right. You know,
Wait, is she married?
No, she's not.
You're laughing.
She's
so I don't believe
she's
you.
a red flag. I'm a red flag.
Oh,
like, so,
Lord.
like, it's not going anywhere, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I tried. I
Okay.
really tried.
Okay, hold on.
I tried helping you.
Okay. I got to use the restroom. Like,
You gotta use the restroom.
Do you want to cut it here, or should, you know, what do you think? What is it? I really got to use the restroom.
How can they find you? If you want to
on
be
social
found
media. I
on
send
social
you-
media.
Yeah.
Okay. Follow him. This has been great. See you guys next time. Bye.